Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to the Riesling block at Shady Lane Cellars. I just wanted to get you guys into the vineyard today to check out what's going on and how things are growing and progressing. It's July and we have had a bit of a cloudy day. We've had a lot of hot weather, so we've had a lot of growth. You can see all of these really beautiful, healthy, green, strong growing shoots. But even more importantly, the second end of the story is what's going on with the crop. So you can see here that we have some nice little baby clusters, nice little baby Riesling developing. Each one of those grapes, which we also call berries, grape berries, were individual flowers. So like other fruits, grapes start as flowers, and the flowers on the grapevine are self-pollinating, so they have both male and female parts, and they have both pollen and a stamen, and so all we need is a little bit of a breeze and some dry weather and hopefully not too hot of temperatures and some nice warm mild temperatures, and voila, we get fruit set and we get grapes growing, starting the season for all of the great semi-dry Riesling we're going to make. And I also want to show everyone what we're doing here for cultivation. So underneath the vines, we are not doing chemical weeding, we're not doing herbicides, but we are utilizing a tillage system to clean up underneath the vines and keep it clean under the vines, so the plants aren't in competition with weeds, and so we can keep it nice and clean, keep the air movement flowing through these plants, and hopefully have a good healthy crop with some really wonderful quality fruit. That being said, in October we will harvest this fruit. Probably second to third week in October we'll harvest this fruit. It will be hand harvested, it will come straight to the winery, and we'll begin to press it off right then and there. So we get to it really quickly to have the highest quality, cleanest juice we can possibly have. With that as a foundation, hopefully we are going to squeeze as much aromatic and flavor potential out of the Riesling as possible. So after the fruit comes up to the winery, we load it in the press. We move that juice into a tank and let it settle for a couple days. We let all those solids, kind of from the skins, from dust, from whatever was on those grapes and in those clusters, we let that settle out. That helps us start with a really clean, fresh fermentation, which again helps increase our aromatic and flavor potential. So after that, we inoculate the juice. We usually have 3 different fermentations going on for this wine, which were harvested from 2 different locations and several different blocks. With most of our wine, our main focus and goal is to build as much potential for different characteristics and different aromatics and different flavors, to increase that possibility as much as possible. And so as we add variable upon variable with different locations, different harvest dates, different fermentation lots, different clones, different yeasts that we use, we do that. We build that potential to as high as we can possibly go. And so the fermentations usually last 2 weeks. We keep them really low, what I call low and slow. So with a lower fermentation at about 60 to 63 degrees, we hold on to all of that aromatic, all those aromatics that are occurring in the fermentation from both what the juice is providing, what that variety is providing through the juice, as well as its relationship with the yeast and the fermentation. So we're holding on to all of that aromatic potential. And then at that temperature also, we are trying to get as much aromatics made through that fermentation as well. So the fermentation goes on low and slow. We keep checking it twice a day, and we're looking for that point where we have just the right amount of residual sugar in the wine. And we're trying to finish this wine off at like 1.8, 2% sugar. So that also translates into 20 grams per liter of sugar. When we get there, it's a bit of a guessing game, but that's why we have 3 different fermentations. So maybe one goes a little overboard, maybe one goes a little underboard, and through that we can develop a great blend of a wine that is nice and balanced between residual sugar and acidity. And this wine in particular this is 2017, which is the wine that is on the shelf right now. This wine has 20 grams per liter residual sugar. So that's what we're looking for when we finish a fermentation. We finish it, or we cut or stall the fermentation by dropping the temperature of the tank with our glycol cooled tanks. So dropping that temperature down to like 20 degrees, 25 degrees, totally halts, ceases the yeast from making any more alcohol, metabolizing any more sugar. And then after that fermentation has finished, we let things settle out just a little bit, and we rack off the wine. But we want to keep some of the lees on there. We call the lees that are in suspension, we call those the fine lees. So this wine is aged on fine lees for 9 months before we bottle it, just before the next season starts. So we age it on the lees. I should tell you what the lees are, just in case you don't know. The lees are the spent yeast cells from that fermentation. So we age it on those lees. That provides a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of texture, which helps with the balance of the wine altogether. With that, we need to keep in mind the expression of the wine isn't going to be readily available. So after bottling, we have to cellar the bottled wine for usually up to a year or a year and a half is what I like to do, to get that wine into the expression of where it's going to be ready for all of us to drink and enjoy. So 2017 semi-dry Riesling is what I have in my glass right now, and I think we should taste it. It's fun to be right in the vineyard where this grows and taste it at the same time. This vintage really expressed a lot of like softer fruits, so white peach, kind of that like soft white, pineapple. Today it was funny because I've never gotten passion fruit from this wine, but it's expressing passion fruit. I think this wine is drinking really, really nice at this point. You know, it's at least 2 years in the bottle. It's, you know, from 3 vintages ago. So it's really a treat to taste a wine that has come into what I believe is, you know, some really great potential. Full potential? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But right now it's definitely at some wonderful expression and great potential is what I think. That aging on the lees not only provides some mouthfeel, a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of texture, it also gives a hint of like sweet almond on the finish. A little bit of elderberry is also known as a trait, or elderflower rather, is a trait on the nose. Just really great expression of Riesling coming out of this wine right now. What would I pair it with? Just about anything in the summertime, right? Anything you want to eat in the summer is good with this wine. But prosciutto and melon salad, always a hit. Maybe that fun watermelon salad with mint and feta cheese. Love that. You can only do that in the summertime. Whitefish dip, shrimp, tacos, anything Thai, lettuce wraps, any of that like really fresh fare that you love eating in the summertime is going to be perfect with this wine. If you're going all the way to dessert, maybe a peach cobbler, a lemon meringue pie, I don't know, really the sky's your limit. The balance between acidity and that residual sugar is just perfect on this wine. And so I think that the possibilities are endless. Cheers, everyone.